Veamos. Vamos a ir al falsificador primero. Antes de avanzar, prefiero hacer esto. No sé si me alcance, porque no tengo idea, pero puede que me alcance para una arma, probablemente. Tal vez una armadura, no sé. Todo depende, porque los valores eran demasiado elevados. O sea, eran demasiado elevados. Y este es el gato negro.
This inn can serve as the hub of our journeys. 'Twill be easier going searching this area.
Most of the
now.
doors are barred tight, for fear of the dragon, perhaps.
Hail, friend. Been some time. Trust you've been well? But come, if it was idle twittering you'd wanted, you'd have sought a prettier bird than this old crow. Crows bring tidings, most oft grim. Me, I bring you work. Still grim, I'm afraid. Well? Salvation again, naturally. Now there's word they've a man inside the castle. If that be true, he'll have need to leave the castle eventually to meet with the others. All I ask is that you keep watch. If you see someone leaving the castle, shadow them. I only have need of your eyes. Follow them and see what business has them out. I'll do the rest. Skulking about is more my line than yours, I know. But pray, lay your chivalry aside this once. I'd do it myself, but there's aught has me away from Grand Sorin for a time. Nothing for it, I fear. Tell your findings to the innkeep. We have an arrangement. Tread carefully, friend, and quietly, what's more.
The scrivener at the Black Cat here can duplicate objects in your possession.
Sure,
Precious things gone lost to me.
I'm sure you'll find them. I'm sure you'll find any. So, well, I'm sure you'll find. Or then, why not leave it with me? I'm sure you'll find.
Me parece extraño porque en vez de darme algo positivo me da algo negativo. Se supone que estas son muy buenas, ¿no? ¿Qué crees? Por ejemplo esta. Piedras antiguas. Piedras de misión. Piedras del caos, piedras de héroe. Claro, o sea, Ahora, resistencia a las debilidades me da una cantidad absurda. ¿No? Y de acá, por ejemplo... Me va a dar un poco menos, pero me da otras defensas. Esta. ¿Cuál es la máscara? 126. Voy a, voy a seguir por las resistencias nomás, o sea, más que por la defensa. Lo que no entendí fue lo del, digamos, ¿cómo se llama? Estos son atuendos, estos son armaduras. Hola. Y esta me da de todo, o sea... O sea, me reduce la resistencia elemental, pero me aumenta la resistencia a las debilidades, digamos. O sea, no encuentro que me dé nada muy importante. Y de las armas... Eso es lo que no entendí, porque esta capacidad de utiliamiento es 107 y la otra tiene 200. Ahora, está mejorada, ¿no? Te voy a comprar lo que tengo, ¿no? En armas no, en casco tampoco, en armadura tampoco. Acá sí. Ahora tendría que mejorarla, ¿no? Y esta fue la que... Esta fue la que compré. Y aquí compré esta. Era 1, 2, 3.
I'm sure you've anytime.
¿Y esta tipo, este señor?
Ah, Arisen, sir. I find myself in a situation most dire. I thought to sell some land I own to raise capital, but I must first evict those who live upon it. This typically requires a rather involved procedure, but times are dire, and I wish the current residents gone with all haste. They'll not hear this proposal from me, but from the Arisen. They are like to weigh it carefully. You are my best and final hope in this matter. Can I rely upon your aid? Ha ha! I wagered you'd agree, and I never lose a wager. They'll not hear this proposal from me, but if it were to come from the Arisen, they'd like to weigh it carefully. Please, any right then.
I feel...
What? Any rarity? Any rarities?
I've learned.
O sea, podría vender esto, ya que tengo demasiado y hacerme millonario. Y yo sé que esto es, o sea, me pasó en el episodio anterior, es un error, ¿me entienden? Lo tengo claro, pero bueno, ya que me pasó, lo aprovecho. Ahora el oro tampoco es que me va a servir demasiado. Me va a servir, sí, pero hasta cierto punto, después ya no me sirve. La verdad.
Any rarities to sell?
Hasta cierto punto me podría servir.
Any right?
Y como son NPCs que, o sea, digamos,
What? Any right then?
tienen infinito de oro, no es un NPC, o sea, no es un NPC que no le puedo hablar a este guatón. ¿Por qué está ahí el gordo mío? Me cago en la tienda.
What? Any right?
Oh, bueno, tengo que comprar el arma. Por favor, córrete. No lo puedo empujar. Corre, amigo.
So, what do you say of my selection, friend? I'm sure you'll find all you need.
Aparecen monstruos. No. Me voy a comprar esa solamente por ver, ya que tengo la plata. Supone que la puedo mejorar, ¿no? $67, bueno.
I'm sure you'll find all. I'm sure.
No use struggling.
Ah, me van a quitar.
Do as you're told, of no love of crowds, and less still of unwanted chatter.
Pago. Le pegué al NPC y ya, bueno. Y mis cosas. Me quitaron todo lo que tenía puesto. No todo, pero bueno. Tengo que volver a elegir las cosas. Qué paja, hermano. Y aquí... Bueno, voy a ir entonces... Ahí me echaron, ¿no? Voy acá. Y el NPC está... Sí, están todos acá. Y mira, y un brazo lo tengo...
What? Forget it. I'll...
Brazo. Roba. ¿Me roba? No. No sé con dónde está el niño, la verdad. Quería haber estado acá.
These days, the master works all.
Ahora veremos. Era eso, era esto. Más los zapatos. Eran estos. Eran estos. Eso ya estaba mejorado. Esto también ya estaba mejorado. Y esto era el escudo. Está ahora 207, imagínense. Es raro porque 207, ¿no? Y este escudo 50 o 211. Y esta espada acá 210. Tiene más que la otra. ¿Por qué? No sé. Y esta...
The master work come again.
An armorer, I
Have you
believe.
equipment to enhance?
Es raro. O sea, no veo una
Hongfield stands
mejora.
ahead.
muy
It is a
grande, la
gathering
verdad.
place for my kind.
Now, where shall we head?
Me parece como que el costo es demasiado elevado para lo que te dan. Creo. No puedo mejorar mucho más por ahora. A menos que, no sé, suba de nivel o algo así.
Seems this way leads outside as well.
Ahora, podría haber gastado los puntos que tenía, porque tenía puntos, pero... fíjate. Tengo varias misiones, ¿no? Primero voy a hacer esta misión de acá y después haré otra.
Leave it to me, Master.
Even the capital is not without its dangers. Best
No
we remain
harm must come
cautious,
to our
Arisen.
charge.
Ahora, no me acuerdo si creo que se le podía poner set a la maga.
Perhaps we'll
si no me
find ore
equivoco.
among the crags that litter this place.
Podría comprar y verlo, pero no ahora, cuando vuelva a la misión. La verdad que no, en este momento no lo quiero hacer. Primero voy a ver esto.
It seems to lead underground.
What's that?
A ver. El problema es que tenemos un peón, o sea, un tipo que tenemos que cuidar, ¿me entienden? Y no tenemos... No tenemos la forma de poder... liquidar.
That smell. Oh, I haven't the words.
It seems...
Entonces eso no se puede, podríamos ir acá. Acuérdense que la misión está súper lejos, está acá arriba, o sea, voy a tener que ir de a poco porque no pensé que fuese tan lejos, la verdad.
Castle
El tema
wall.
es que
Leave it to
quiero ver
me,
cuánto,
master.
quiero ver cuánto pega de mí. Ah, porque no sé, no sale.
No harm must come to our
Según
charge.
yo no sale. Ahora pega bastante por lo que veo. Igual tengo la otra que es más
Stray
cara
from the
también.
roads and we'll soon find monsters, Arisen.
Veremos.
I'll go at once.
I'm on my way.
I obey.
Careful! A goblin!
Lo maté un golpe. Ahora no, claro, no todo. Bueno,
That was promising.
pegó bastante.
With arrows!
Such large stones. This must be a quarry.
Acá está la cueva.
Best we were more watchful
This
than
passage
ever.
links south.
Oh, hello. As you can like tell from the look of me, I'm at my wit's end. I've need to travel south through this mine, but the accursed gate won't budge. Despite the dangers, I came this way hoping to shorten my journey. Some shortcut, eh? 'Tis a fine waste of time if the gate cannot be lowered. What's that? All clear, you say? Happy news, that. You are a wonder, sir. I'll not tarry about, then. With this route open, the merchants of the capital will have an easier time bringing in goods from afar. 'Tis a fine thing for sellers and buyers alike, having trade on the rise.
I've gained quest knowledge.
Entonces, compré una llave, acuérdense que compré una llave. Esta puerta la habíamos abierto del otro lado, porque habíamos entrado a este dungeon de acá. Y que esto ya lo habíamos hecho. Eso es bueno explorar, la verdad. Por lo menos en este tipo de juegos hay que explorar. Y eso conectaba específicamente con el... con esta cueva de acá. Con esta. Vamos a ir más arriba y vamos a ver qué.
Years of mining has given this place a rich store of footholds.
Leave it to me, master.
No hay nada que se pueda minar.
No harm must come to our charge.
Acá arriba hay algo. Ah, parece que acá arriba hay algo. Vamos a ver. Ah, me encantaría solamente tener día, honestamente. A ver, un segundo. No sé si se puede configurar.
Cullings from the quarry. Perhaps the land still holds aught of worth.
One could see all of Gransys from atop that.
Our strength brought us victory.
We have triumphed.
Goblins hate fire!
Strength in numbers, Arisen.
That was hardly a warm-up.
Best we were more watchful than ever.
No, no se puede, bueno, da lo mismo. Es que no, o sea, hay ciertas cosas que pasan de noche, ciertas cosas que pasan de día, o sea, ese es el tema. Ese es el único problema. La cosa es que de noche realmente no se ve nada. O yo siento que no se ve.
The scene of an attack, most likely.
Se ve muy
Perhaps there's ought to be scavenged.
Se ve súper poquito.
This looks interesting.
Me molesta. A ver. No sé, después voy a ver un video de las armas y eso, porque realmente tengo una duda ahí con respecto a eso. Sé que o sea, obviamente hay mejores armas. Ya, porque he visto armas que dan 700 de fuerza o de magia, etc. Pero claramente no las tenemos por ahora, pero sí quiero tratar de buscar.
Chimera, there!
El tema aquí es que estoy llevando a un imbécil que le pega esa mierda.
Don't let fear keep you back.
You need but sever the tail. Poison!
Tis a troubling foe!
No, they hold the advantage.
So, what do you propose?
Shall restore your health. Hold on. The goat is silent!
It's fallen! Strike!
I'll heal your wounds.
We've the advantage. Keep attacking.
Let's be rid of the serpent first.
The battle. Take this.
Ah, está ahí, pero no le pegué.
How does one face such a beast?
This is a troubling foe.
I cannot move.
I've learned new techniques against that foe.
I'll hop.
Tengo que comprar, yo creo que le tengo que comprar.
Begone, abomination!
Voy a ver un par de consejos, porque la verdad que no me acuerdo.
What do you propose?
Creo que hay que comprarle algo.
Don't let fear keep you back.
The cure is necessary.
It's fallen. Strike.
The serpent is a threat, even now. The snake is done.
We've the advantage. Keep attacking.
Please help me.
Strike with all you have. No, they hold the advantage. Attack while I hold it.
Sí, está muy débil.
What do you propose?
I'll hold it. Continue the attack.
Are you all right, Master?
I was clumsy. Think well before striking. What's this?
No creo.
So, what do you propose?
No le hacen daño.
Imagine we'll steal the lion's head.
I've learned a new way to fight their ill.
Ah, este
Blows to the head work well.
Rout them in a single charge.
Ese es el problema de llevar a este tipo a casa, que no podría desviarme, ¿me entiendes? Y
Restore your health. Hold on.
Es un bosque.
How deep do you suppose it is?
Un bosque grande. Ahora... Y es enorme, man. Necesito que venga, pues.
It must be done.
I'm on my way.
Very well.
Tengo que comprarle algo a la maga porque no... Voy a ver un video, yo creo, para... Podría irme por toda esta esquina y ver qué onda. El problema está en que si le hacen daño al huevón va a morir.
Fear not should we lose our way, Master. Your map will serve us.
A visitor? This is... Well, we so rarely receive travelers here. And so yes, please, be welcome.
Anytime.
Ah, lo curó, qué bueno. Eso es muy bueno.
An abbey? Here? Seems a dangerous place for such pursuits.
Tal vez es grande, pero no sé si tan grande, la verdad.
I'm on my way.
I'll go at once.
No sé, voy a seguir por la parte de acá nomás. Y vamos a ver qué onda. Igual me gustaría explorar la otra parte, digamos, una parte que no he visto todavía. No puedo recoger todo tipo de cosas, pero bueno. Voy a tratar de recoger lo que más pueda porque necesito mejorar las armas y todo eso. Para acá hay agua. Yo no sé si esta agua me mata, ¿no?
Take care, you aren't soaked in water.
Quite the cascade. I'd not like to attempt that fall.
I've been drenched.
Me mataste.
Agreed. It must be done.
I'm on my way.
Claro. ¿Qué es esto? Probablemente nos vamos a encontrar con un grifo en algún lado de acá, yo creo. No estoy 100% seguro, pero me hace pensar de que sí. Porque me acuerdo que había un grifo en alguna parte de aquí, pero no me acuerdo dónde.
An abbey lies at the heart of these withered woods.
No puedo acordar.
Caution, Master.
O sea, parece grande, o sea, no es pequeño ya, pero se ve más grande de lo que realmente creo que es. Honestamente.
Saurian!
I'll serve as bait. Strike the tail.
Those scales look solid as steel. Never mind the beasts, I'll take the loot.
Sever the tail to weaken the beast.
It's spat at! The tail is severed! It flees!
It seems it was abandoned here.
Think well before striking.
Striped saurians are fast and fierce.
Don't be careless, even against the one.
It aims to hide itself, then attack.
It flees! Chase it!
Just watch and
Son de
wait.
otro color. Parece.
Wolves hunt in packs.
Si ven que no es tan grande, pensé que era más grande. Está bien, me parece bien. Ya me estaba un poquito preocupando. Ah, no. Saca la concha. Igual, o sea, hubo una parte que nos vimos, fue esta parte de acá, que no la llegamos a ver, que quiera verla, pero no ahora. Y eso, y ahí, bueno, acá abajo hay algo también. Te lo voy a dejar para después.
Wolves hunted packs! Keep well clear of those
They're a
fangs.
slippery target.
Ha!
O sea, se supone que...
We have triumphed.
O sea,
You'll never hit them
podemos ver el
swinging
mapa
blindly.
completo, la verdad. No hay mucho problema, la verdad. Pensé que
Yes,
iba
we
a
did
ser
not stray
más
too
grande.
far from the capital.
Pero vamos bien. Vamos muy bien.
Seems fairly shallow.
Wolves hunted packs!
Feel that breeze.
They breed like rabbits. These goblins.
There, Master! Wolves!
Nothing to see for leagues.
They're a slippery target.
Keep
Pero
well
no.
clear of those fangs.
Una mierda. Al principio era difícil, pero ya con el rato la verdad que no. Hemos explorado harto, entonces hemos podido avanzar.
Please, run it
I'll
down!
grab it!
It was monsters like these stars.
Think well before striking. They're nimble. Watch your back.
Ahora tengo que comprar mejores NPCs, o sea, peones. Yo sí. No sé si los de 6 millones, pero por lo menos deberían poder ordenarse. Lo que pasa es que, claro, los ordenan por número, de mejor a menor, digamos. Pero tal vez podría comprar un, no sé, uno que sea como 30 o 40, no de nivel, de rank, creo.
Keep well clear of those fangs!
What's this?
Tendría que verlo de los peones. Pues yo creo que voy a escuchar un video mientras que hacemos.
I recently played through Dragon's
now hit
Dogma
them
and
swinging
its
blindly.
DLC. What a fantastic experience. So much fun combat with really interesting skills. But I will say it was not
Out
an
of the
easy
way!
journey. Bitter Black Isle especially can be rough, and without prior knowledge you can really make things hard on yourself. Here are 20 plus tips I wish I knew before starting Dragon's Dogma in 2023. At the start of the game, you're given rusted weapons. Regardless of which class you choose, these weapons are useful until the very end of the story and DLC. I slept on these pretty hard, and you absolutely should not ignore them. Once upgraded to 3 stars, they will inflict both torpor and poison. Poison's okay, but torpor slows enemies, which means they can't easily attack you or knock you off of them. A rusted bow in particular seems to be most effective as you can get the slow going from range and then move in with a melee weapon. Once you get to the big main city called Grand Soren, you can locate a shop called the Black Cat. It is in the housing district area and will offer a lot of features you need to take advantage of. For starters, he sells materials needed to upgrade the rusted weapons. It can be a great place to buy some better weapons as well, at least early on in the game. The big thing, however, is you can copy items. This can really help if you want to quickly get more of a single item, but don't want to farm materials. So, when trying to upgrade a weapon, you really only need one material, and you could just copy it to have the correct amount for enhancement. You can buy these items called Periats to break the game. Demon's Periats will increase your magic damage, and they stack up to 4 times. Conqueror's Periats increase your strength while also stacking 4 times. Once stacked, you can get up to 2.1 times more damage. So buy these if you ever have any issues with a certain enemy. Now, Madeline can sell them, but she doesn't sell very many. The best source is from a rich man named Fornival. He sells you an unlimited amount of them. You can lose access to this NPC during a quest where he goes on trial. Make sure to take every possible step to keep him from being found guilty, so you keep access to these Periats in the late game. The quest you need to look out for is called Trial and Tribulations. According to the wiki, if done correctly, Fornival will also sell items at lower prices, which is obviously a big deal. Now, you may be scared to head over to Bitter Black Isle early on. I refused to even try the area until I was done with the story. However, this is a pretty major mistake to make. There's some really useful items over there, and the XP gain is much better than the main game. If you want a leg up, try the place out and just cheese it with Throw Blast. Estella's in the starting town of Cassardis sells unlimited quantities of them, and let's just say they're very much OP. Using them in the regular game is more than unfair. On the topic of Bitter Black Isle, the main reason to go there early on is to get a ring that increases your XP gain. You won't get something like this for a long time if you don't do this. The idea is to do a glitch called the door glitch. Just make your way past the first 2 rooms of enemies and enter Dusk Moon Tower. In here, there are a bunch of doors you need Moonbeam gems to unlock. Since we don't have any and can't get any easily, we'll need a bit of finagling. One rule of thumb when doing this is to get rid of all of your pawns. Throw them in the ocean or simply dismiss them. They will break the barrels required for this. Grab a barrel and place it in the right corner of the door. Grab a second barrel and walk into that same corner. You'll now clip into the first barrel. Face your camera down and jump in place. If you're pressed up against the door correctly, you will be smooshed into the room. So do this to get the Ring of Perseverance, which will increase the discipline earned by the wearer. Also be aware if you cannot get the door trick to work, try switching sides. Sometimes the left or right will be better depending on which door you're doing. The best weapons in Dragon's Dogma come from Bitter Black Isle. However, getting those is a bit RNG based and nearly impossible when just starting out. However, using the barrel glitch we just talked about on all the doors in this room, you'll get to the strongest items for early game. Dragon's Ire, which is a fire bow for the Strider and Assassin vocations. Trophy Jacket, which is a chest piece that grants plus 20 magic damage unless you recover faster from debilitations. Can be worn by any archery-based vocation. Dragon's Glaze, which is for the Ranger vocation and deals ice damage. Adept Robes to slowly restore ally health on magic-based vocations. Ring of Desiccation, which prevents your lantern from getting wet. Fixes the most annoying mechanic in the game, although you will need a Moonbeam gem for this one so you can't cheese it. The door is hidden through a mid-level area reached by climbing a pillar and jumping into the room. Adept's Mantle, which is a cloak for any vocation. And lastly, Dragon's Roost, a shield for Assassin and Fighter that improves blocking. As you can see, these items are extremely useful, and the earlier on you can get them, the better. During the main quest, you'll get your hand on the Worm King's Ring. This is to be given to the Duke, and the player will be rewarded with a chest. Do not give this to the Duke. Instead, go to the Black Cat and make a copy of it. Give the copy to the Duke, and keep the original. This item does not need to be equipped, merely in your inventory, and it shortens casting time by 10%. If you ever want to try Magic Archer, Mystic Knight, Sorcerer, or Mage, this is a must-have. While upgrading your vocation, you'll earn augments, passive skills that can be equipped to grant you a variety of stats like more magic damage or make it harder to be knocked down when casting spells. These are very useful, but to get them, you need to play as each vocation. Now, for the most min-max of builds, you would only take the vocations that grant you the best augments for your build. But that's not really necessary at all, and you should at least rank up each vocation to have access to a variety of passives. Your pawn is a second character that an AI plays for you. They need you to give them skills and loot to do their job. Make sure you're upgrading their loot alongside yours. I found I often forgot to upgrade my pawn's weapons, and thus I would lose out on a lot of helpful damage. Dragon Forge the gear you want for your pawn so that they can efficiently help you in battle. If this is your first time playing Dragon's Dogma, you should be playing on normal or easy. Normal is still very difficult at times, but better matches your level. Hard mode is for experienced players or your NG Plus run. Enemies drop ridiculous amounts of money in hard mode, making NG Plus well worth it if you think you're up to it. Also, once in hard mode, you can turn it back to normal once you get the money you need, just in case you're feeling stuck. Remember Fornival? He sells a unique item called the Maker's Finger. This is a single arrow that can instantly kill 90% of enemies. Mainly DLC bosses can't be killed in one shot, but everything else can. Be sure to buy it in case you run into a last resort situation. This is a one-time item and it has a few parameters, like not harming humans, but it is fun, I know that much. I only struggle with enemy weakness in the early game, but it's a major mechanic. Each enemy has a specific elemental weakness, and using that will make your life 10 times easier. It's very difficult to be prepared for each situation, but having at least 2 elements from either you or your pawn is a good idea. Lightning and Holy are my personal favorites. Holy, nearly always good, and lightning stuns and is often a weakness of larger monsters. You probably know that there are notice boards in several locations once you make your way to town. These quests should always be picked up so that you can work on them while you complete the main quest. However, the escort quests were ones I tended to leave out. Some of the locations kinda suck to travel to if you don't have your fast travel points set, but you really should complete these escort quests. They can unlock useful weapons like gold daggers or unlock other quests, which lead to some other good items.
Veamos qué es esto, es que nunca he venido, ¿no? Y estaban diciendo que viniera.
This pawn feels most at ease near a riftstone.
Agreed. It must be done.
An epitaph, perhaps?
Veamos qué hay acá. Dijeron, o sea, hay un glitch, parece. Con el tema este de las puertas que se puede usar para poder entrar a ciertos lugares que no puedes entrar.
This looks interesting.
I'll heal your wounds.
O sea, yo honestamente no he usado nada, ni un tipo de glitch ni nada.
Do not think. Just set one foot in front of the other. Pay their words no heed.
An injured
Their lives all.
Poison!
That beast looks fierce indeed.
Ahora, todas
Well
son...
clear of those fangs.
Pero si me dan
I shall
experiencia...
restore your health. Hold on.
Ahora tengo que mejorar también el set de mi peón. Acabo de escuchar un video donde dicen que hay que mejorarlo. Yo estaba pensando en eso. O sea, decía, bueno, tengo que mejorarlo.
That was hardly a warm-up.
Strength in numbers, Arisen.
Did it!
Leave this place. You've still the time to turn back. Still the time to live.
Eso es lo que no me gusta. Es lo único que no me gusta. Es la furia. Es lo único. Ahora, dicen que este lugar es bastante difícil. Algunos de los objetos que encuentres en la isla sufren poderosas maldiciones. Sus virtudes no serán visibles mientras se sigan en la isla. Hay una mujer en la bahía llamada Olra. ¿Cómo exorcizar la maldición? La bahía. ¿Y eso qué es lo que hace? No dice mucho, pero algo dice. Igual tengo que mejorar, como dije, el set de la maga porque lo necesito.
It seems this place is host only to those with some tie to the worm.
Take care you aren't poisoned.
I'll heal your wounds.
Ahora dicen que hacer misiones de encargo es la que estamos haciendo, esa de llevar a alguien a otro lado. Wow. Ahora, el nivel más alto que he visto hasta el momento es 150.
Goblins hate fire.
Goblins delight fire. It is far stronger than a common goblin.
Never mind the beasts. I'll take the loot.
Yo creo que no voy a poder.
They grow frenzied.
Estoy honesto.
I was clumsy.